are going to talk a little bit about my in-up max one-page business plan. So this is just a sneak peek into a process that I use whenever I go into a new business and I am scoping out the entire model that I am going to execute in that business. This is a model that you can use for your own business to see what gaps you have, what pieces you may need to add. It'll help you identify what to sell it for, what products you should create, what products you should sell. And we're going to go through this entire process right now here together. So once again, earlier today, over the last couple of days, we've gone deep into webinars. Webinars are an incredibly important piece of the puzzle. Webinars are my number one conversion mechanism. We've gone deep into that topic. But the question is, like, how does a webinar or a launch or whatever mechanism you're using to selling, how does that fit into the overall big picture of your business? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a bit of a step back. So we've gone deep into webinars. Now we're going to take a bit of a step back, and we're going to look at the overall picture in your business overall. This is a one-page process that I use. It's called the In-Up Max one-page business model. And what we're going to do now is we're going to fill in the blanks on this together as I explain all the important pieces. And as and when you have questions, we'll leave a little time at the end to answer any questions that you might have. So the first blank that you want to fill in at the very top is where it says deliverable. Now, deliverable is what it is that you actually create and sell to your customers. Next to that is purchase level, which is the purchase level, the price point, and the number of people who are at each of these levels. And the right-hand column is what we call our market must-haves. So if you're a student of the CYM method, the Choose Your Market method, the CYM method, there are 5 market must-haves. And you are going to be touching on and focusing on 3 of these market must-haves, 1 for each product that you're going to have in your business. And I'm going to introduce what those are. Now, as we look at this pyramid, what this pyramid represents, in the base of the pyramid, if you look on the right-hand side, that is the front end of your business. So that is the first thing that you are selling. That is the front end of your business. And the second and top level of this pyramid represents the back end of your business. So front end being what you sell when you introduce someone into your world, and the back end being what you sell that is the additional product or service after someone comes into your world. So then we go to the in step, in the middle of the triangle, in, up, max. So in is, and the X under in represents the price point that you are charging for that product. The reason why we use the word in is because this is the thing that gives you an in into the market. It is your in into a person's life. It is your in their world. It is the first thing that you sell someone. And the X here represents the price point you are charging for this product. So for example, if the first product that you sell is $100, as we go through this model together, your X is $100, the first thing that you sell. Now when we go to up, this is your first upsell. This is the thing that you sell to the person next. It's the next step in the process. Your up step is 10x. So in my world, my in is the Choose Your Market course. It's $200, $195, $200. That's my X. 10x, my up is $2,000. So that's the price point that I'm at there. Last but not least, we have the max step. In this case, it's 100x. It's an order of magnitude greater than your up step. And so what this means is, in your business, you want to think about the core path that you have, where you have 3 products or services that you sell someone. Your in step, which is X, your up step, and your max. So in my case, in, Choose Your Market, $200. Up, Ask Method Masterclass, $2,000. Max, Ask Method Certification, $20,000. X, 10x, 100x. All make sense? Following along? Starting to think about what this looks like in your business and what your X, your 10x, and your 100x is? Cool. So now the question is, what size of the market do each of these products represent? So how many people within your market, within your world, can you expect to sell to at each of these price points? So you're going to be selling to 100% of the people who come into your world. Everybody who comes into your world is buying at this price point. That's your in. Everybody joins at this price point. You can realistically expect 10%, give or take, of those people to spend 10 times the amount of money with you. So if you have 1,000 people who spend $200 with you, you can expect 100 of those people to move on to the next level, the next step, and spend $2,000 with you. Now, these are not exact numbers. You might have 1,000, it might be 100, it might be 200, but it's an order of magnitude difference between these two levels. And then at your max, you can expect roughly 1% of your market to be buying at that level. So again, 1,000 people who spend $200 with you for the Choose Your Market course, 100 people who spend $2,000 with you for your Ask Method Masterclass, 10 people who move up all the way and spend $20,000 with you on your Ask Method certification or your equivalent thereof. That is the path. Now, the next question is, well, what are you selling at each of these levels? What are you selling at each of these levels? Well, here we talk about your market must-have that you need to be resonating with, focusing on when you get to your in. It's something that I call and that I teach called the 10K problem. I'll explain what that is. When you're in a market, it's not enough to just sell something that they need in that market. You have to find an urgent problem. The secret that I'm always looking for is an urgent problem in the context of an enthusiast market. So enthusiast market, we know what that is. It's like Dan's market, it's dogs, right? It's like Johnny's market, knitting. These are markets that people are clients or customers in for many, many, many years. It's the antithesis of this is something like wart removal. You have a wart, you remove it, you never want to think about that wart ever again. You're not going to sign up for a list with wart removal tips, right? That's the antithesis. That's a problem solution market. You don't want to think about warts ever again after you solve the problem. Flooding in your basement is another example. You have a flood in your basement, you fix the problem, you move on, you never want to think about it again. So I'm always looking for enthusiast markets, the golf market, the tennis market, markets like that. Building a business, it's a market. This is a lifestyle. We're entrepreneurs. You've probably been a student of online business for, if not many months, many, many years. It's a thing that you'll probably be a student of for many years into the future. So it's an enthusiast market. So what I'm looking for is an enthusiast market, and specifically an urgent problem in the context of that enthusiast market. Now, what I'm looking for is what I describe as a $1,000 problem in that market, which is a 1K problem. We'll get to what 10K problem is in just a moment. I'm looking for a 1K problem. Now, in the dog training market, as an example, a 1K problem, the example is the dog peeing on the rug, right? You have a dog, the dog's peeing on the rug, it's a 1K problem, it's a painful problem. $1,000 problem doesn't literally mean it costs $1,000. $1,000 is a placeholder for the fact that it's a big deal, right? It's something people really need help with right here, right now. So then what I'm thinking about is, what is a 1K problem that has the potential to become a 10K problem? A problem that was once $1,000 and due to certain circumstances is a $10,000 problem, a problem that's 10 times bigger. So in the dog market, it might be, not only is the dog peeing on the rug, that's the $1,000 problem, but there's certain context around that. Like, for example, the dog is peeing on the rug and we have important house guests coming over and it is incredibly embarrassing. Or maybe the dog pees everywhere and we're going on a big trip and we can't have the dog peeing at the airport. That takes it from a $1,000 problem that was tolerable but you had to deal with it to all of a sudden a 10K problem. That gives you an in. That is the type of problem that you want to solve in your in product, something that is urgent, something that people need help with right here, right now. Your in is not a doggy mug. It's not a mug or a Christmas ornament or something like that that doesn't represent an urgent problem that people need help with. So you want to solve a 10K problem with your in product. So what you're selling here is education and expertise. So if you follow the model that most of us follow, which is selling some form of education or expertise, education taking the form of an online course, a digital program, a membership site, something along those lines, expertise being you are an expert in your field and you sell consulting, coaching, you are a physician and you help someone with their particular problem, you are selling, most of us in this room are in the business of selling either education or expertise. And this is what you are selling with your in problem. You are educating and providing your expertise on how to solve this 10K problem. So, specialized knowledge in the form of a book, course, live event, training program, workshop, one-time coaching. Now we get to your upsell. This is where you are now solving a future problem. So in every market that I go into, we follow the CYM framework, I'm looking for a future problem that someone doesn't yet have. So it is the problem that is coming up next that you need to solve. So for example, in my framework, the first problem that someone needs help with, the in, is they are just spinning their wheels, trying to figure out what business to start, and they need some guidance on how to make the damn decision and move forward. They figure that out. Their next challenge that they're struggling with is, okay, I figured out what market I want to go into. How do I figure out what to sell in that market? How do I figure out what people want? That's where the ask method comes in. So the in, CYM, and the up, in this case, the ask method. So in this case, we're solving a future problem that they don't yet have, which is figuring out what people need help with. And here, you're selling some form of expedition, where you expedite. You're selling something extra, or you're selling something that is else. So it's the E framework. So expedite, extra, else. And I'll explain what examples of that means. So expedite is a done-for-you service as a candidate, a fast-track service where you speed up results. So when you're selling an upsell, something as an upsell, the candidates are selling something that is faster, easier, and quicker to get results. When you're selling extra, this is where you're selling more of the same thing that they already bought, but at a discount. And when you're selling else, this is where you're solving the next problem in the line of problems that they may run into, the future problem. So, an example of expedite, future problem, would be someone is looking to implement, they're looking to implement the choose your market process, and they say, I just need someone to help me go through the process or do it for me. It might be a done-for-you service where you say, we're going to do the market research for you and help you identify your product. Faster, easier results. An extra example would be if you're in the business of selling, for example, either one-on-one coaching, maybe the in is a one-time session, and the up, in your case, the extra, is 3 sessions at a discount. It's more of the same thing that they already want, but you're doing it at a discount, at value. If you sell supplements as part of your business model, if you're in the health space, this is a very easy one to understand. Your in might be a free, just pay shipping trial for a bottle of pills. Your up might be 3 more months supply at a massive discount when it's all shipped together. That's extra. Else is when you are solving a future problem that they don't yet have. We went through an example of that, which is if someone is, again, the dog is peeing on the rug. That's the first problem that you're solving. The other problem or the next problem that they have is the dog barks too much. And so you're giving people a solution to the next problem down the pipe. Now that takes us to your max. Your max is where you focus on an entirely different aspect of the market, which is you're focusing on going after a market or an area of the market that includes players with money. Now this is a Gary Halbert term. I've used it, internalized it in such a powerful way that's had an impact on me, where I'm always making sure that whatever market I go into has what we call players with money. These are people who have a high passion index for the topic that it is that you're going into, and they have the ability to spend a large sum of money. There are certain markets out there that have a higher percentage of players with money. Golf is the classic example. These are people who have a super high passion index, a willingness to spend money, and an ability to spend money. That's what you're looking for. You might want to write that down. A willingness to spend money and an ability to spend money. There's some markets that are that there's a void of players with money. So I learned this the hard way when I went into the memory improvement market. The memory improvement market is filled with poor students that have a willingness to spend a lot of money, but not an ability to spend money. They want to invest in their education. They want to improve their memory because they want to do better at finals. They want to do better on their MCATs, on their LSATs, whatever it may be. They just don't have any money to spend. That is a difficult place to be in a difficult market to have a max offer. So with players with money, the high end of your market, you're not selling education and expertise. You're not selling a way to expedite or give someone extra or sell something else. Instead, at your max offer, when you're catering to players with money, you are selling experience and exclusivity. Experience and exclusivity. This is where you're offering something that money can't buy. The promise of feeling good, dream exclusivity, exclusive events, status, bragging rights, behind the scenes, one-on-one access, celebrity, inner circle. So I'll give you a few examples of this, within the context of this group as a microcosm. So we have education and expertise, teaching how to build a webinar, how to build your list, expedite, extra, or else. Offered a boot camp offer. You can come and be with me, and I'm just going to write all your copy, design your landing pages, figure out what it is that you're going to sell, what your lead max is going to be, what your SLO is. That's a boot camp offer. That's a way to expedite the whole process. Money buys speed. And experience and exclusivity. We have a 10K club. We have the 100K club. These are exclusive opportunities that you get access to only when you're part of this group. It's all about experience. It's all about seeing behind the scenes. It's all about access. So you can see, even within the context of one product or one element, you can have these different pieces as components. So whenever I build a business plan, whenever I build a model of going into any new market or any process, I'm always making sure that, number one, the market has these components. Is there a 10K problem to solve? Are there future problems I haven't yet solved? Are there players with money in the market? Then I look at, what is the deliverable that I'm going to sell? What is the education and expertise I'm going to sell that's going to give me my in? How am I going to either expedite that, sell something extra, or sell something else to these people that represents the next problem down the line? If you solve the first problem for someone and there's no other problems that they need help with, you're going to have a hard time building a business around that, because you've solved the one thing they need help with and they never want to think about that thing again. And last but not least, I'm looking at, what are the opportunities to offer experience and exclusivity at the highest level. And I know that roughly the way the numbers I've outlined on this cheat sheet for you, they typically line up. So for every 1,000 people I sell my in, I'll have 100 that'll upgrade to my up and 10 that'll upgrade to my max. And I work out the economics and say, okay, so here's how this works out. If I'm selling a $200 product at my up, $2,000 product for my, $200 product for my in, $2,000 product for my up, and $20,000 product for my max, here's how this looks from an economic standpoint. And that gives me, at a glance, a view of, is this a go? Is this a no-go? Do I need to tweak things? What are the gaps in my offer, gaps in my thinking, gaps in my model? That being said, any questions on this? This is just a sneak peek. There's a lot more to this. Any questions on this? We can get the catch box.
So my question about this, I'm going to be trying to do a membership site at the in level. And maybe that can also kind of be a hybrid for the second level and then the third level. I don't know if the 1x, 10x, 100x, is that supposed to be like annual spend with us, or how does that change if you use a membership monthly?
Yeah, so the question is, where does a membership model fit into the in-up max framework? And I'll tell you this, selling membership on the front end of anything, selling continuity on the front end of anything is extremely challenging. It is very, very difficult. We have a lot more success doing a couple things. So number one, selling a product that solves a very specific need, the 10K problem that people need help with, and then selling continuity as the up. Because the way you frame it is, for example, in the dog market, just to make it one that we can all understand, it's, hey, it's Ryan, and I've been helping people with their dogs, and I've realized that the number one thing they need help with is getting the dog to stop peeing on the rug. So I have the ultimate solution to solve this very tactical problem that is very urgent in your life right now. When people have a tactical problem, an urgent thing that they want to solve, the last thing that they want to hear from you is, all right, this is a 12-month program. No, they want to solve this thing right away. They want a product that there's a beginning and end, and there's a solution to that. But after you've done that for people, the next thing is, hey, listen, most of the dog owners that I work with who have problems with their dog, they say, listen, peeing on the rug is just the start. Yeah, the dog barks too much. The dog makes a mess. The dog's a little too rambunctious. The dog pulls on the leash. The dog scratches. The dog nips at the heels. The dog doesn't get along with other dogs. And gosh, if I could just get a solution to all of this, that would be so awesome. So I want to introduce you to my complete solution for everything you need to take care of your dog. And it's a program, it's a community that I've put together that offers not only training, but access, you connect with other dog owners and other experts that solve all these problems together. And I'd love to give you access to a trial to check out this program for just $1 for the first 30 days. That's the type of thing that you sell as an upsell after you solve that first problem that addresses their urgent challenge. Does that make sense? Sorry? It depends on the price point, right? So you can task to Irma. Irma's question is, it depends on the price point. So when you look at continuity, you want to look at continuity. The way I look at continuity is over the first 12 months, right? So you might solve, in the dog market, you might have a $27 solution to peeing on the rug. That might be the price point. So now we're looking at 10x. What's $270 over the course of the year? $270 divided by 12. Gosh, we have about a $20 a month continuity program. That's about right. That's your up right there.
So you're suggesting putting it into an annual membership?
Well, it can be a monthly membership, but the way you look at the price is you're expecting someone to stick around for how long, right? So you're not expecting someone to join your membership for 1 month and then leave. If you're doing that, then don't position it as a membership. Position it as a $20 product. If it's a membership, you want to get people to stick around for a year. Because then they sign up for a year at $20 a month, then it sets you up to offer an annual membership at a discount. Maybe one payment of $199 or one payment of $149, something like that. Here.
My product, my front-end product is solving people's back pain. Give them like a training program, so it could be months more or less, a month to 3 months. But my continuity program is like the pain-free back lifestyle. But I was thinking about upselling it like only for graduates of the course, not like directly. Directly, I was thinking about having like support levels, or like you have here, like training, people that go through training and tighter support. Would you upsell that immediately after the sale on the product itself, like the one-time product?
Yeah, so the question is, let's say that you have a program that solves a very specific challenge or need. That's your in. I've got this urgent problem, this 10K problem, this nagging back pain that it's been a pain in the butt for so long, and it's gotten to the point that it's just unbearable. Something happened in my life. I tweaked my back when I got out of bed. It's taken it from a 1K to a 10K problem. I got to solve it right here, right now. The question is, when is the place to upsell people into the next step in your process, which in this case is a lifestyle program of what to do next. The way I've done that most successfully is basically as follows. So I'll sell the front-end program. This is the program that solves the lower back pain issue. And then in a one-click upsell, I'll say something along the lines of this. So many of my members, the thing that they tell me is they say, Nir, this is a miracle. This has solved my back pain. I cannot believe I've been living with this for so many years, so many months, and you've been able to solve it in less than 7 days. And the big fear that they have after that is they said, Nir, I don't want to slip back. I don't want to do something that's going to mess up my back, that's going to take me back to that place that I was again. So what do I do to make sure that I keep this healthy back for the rest of my life? Well, I want to introduce you to a program. It's called the Healthy Back Lifestyle. And basically what it is a program to make sure that you not only fix that back pain, but that you don't slip back. Because here's the dirty little secret. You can make a mistake that's actually going to take you, not from where you were before, to a position that's actually worse. To a place where you can't even walk. And the last thing
แบบนี้นี่ไป
that you want to do is put yourself in that position. So I want to introduce you to this program. It's a community of people just like you who have had success with this blah, 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 blah. You get the picture, right? So now you're selling people on the promise of making sure that they don't slip back. And what I do is I'll say something like this. So what I want to do is I want to give you access now, a one-time opportunity to check out this program today for $1. So after the next 30 days, when you fix this back problem, you're going to be able to see the value of everything that you get, and you're going to say, you know what? I don't want to leave. So you're offering the opportunity to get into your membership or your continuity program at a discount in advance when they say yes now. And then when they get out of your first 30 days or however long your program is, that's when the continuity kicks in. So if you have a 4-week program, continuity kicks in 4 weeks. If it's a 6-week program, the continuity kicks in 6 weeks. For those of you who have been part of my world, I got you in the back. For those of you who are back, Claudia, for those of you in the back who've been part of my world long enough, you may have remembered that's how I initially built our next level mastermind online community. I sold a $197 product, basically made a pitch similar to that, where this continuity kicked in after 6 weeks and built a 2,000 person membership through this model, paying $100 a month.
Immediately after the sale.
So it works like this. The pitch in this case was something along this. I don't remember because it was a couple years ago, but it goes a little something like this. It was awesome. You are in. You're gonna be blown away with the results. Now, the number one question I get from my clients after they implement this model is, Ryan, this has been incredibly powerful. What other strategies do you have that can take my business to the next level? Well, I want to give you an opportunity to get what I call a discount in advance. When you raise your hand and say that you might be interested in sticking around beyond the next 6 weeks, and here's how it works. I have a program, it's called the Next Level Mastermind, and you may or may not be interested in it, but I want to give you an opportunity to save 50% forever simply by saying, yes, you might be interested. Now, here's the deal. You're not going to be charged a penny today. You're not going to be charged another cent right here, right now. Instead, what I'm going to do is we're going to go through the 6-week program together. And then after that, if you want to continue with working with me, you're going to get access to my Next Level Mastermind for not $200 a month, for just $100 a month, simply by clicking the button below now and saying, yes, I may be interested. And if at any point between now and the next 6 weeks from now you change your mind, you say, you know what, I don't want to be part of this, no problem. Just let us know, send us an email. You won't be charged a single penny. But this way, you're locked in, you're protected to get in the absolute best price. So see how I've done that? There's no payment right now today, but it's timed with the 6 weeks. In this case, it was a 6-week program. Does that make sense?
So I was thinking about, I mean, for now, I sell this the first in product for $800. And so would you go for like $800 to like $47 like monthly payment?
The price points are backwards there. You're in, look at the price points. Look at the price
Yeah,
point.
that's why I'm asking, because I have to lower the price of my in product.
$800 on an in is a pretty high price in most markets. It's a pretty high price. Because it would mean that you'd have to sell something at $8,000 and then $80,000. Does the market support that?
But a webinar,
Some markets might.
sells the in product.
Sorry?
The webinar sells the in product, doesn't it?
It could be, the webinar could sell an in product, absolutely.
But for a lower price and then upsell to the ongoing.
$800 into a $47.
No, that's why I'm asking the question.
Yeah, that's backward. Yeah, that is a recipe for not success. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm asking, because the perceived value of like a back pain solution is $800 is nothing. So that's why I'm asking, what's the up for that price?
That's probably something you need to go back to your DDS and find the answer to. But an $800 product on the front end into a $47 a month continuity is backward. Yeah. Got time for one more question. I know we're at the minute mark. I promised Claudia in the back of the room. One more question.
So I was wondering, on when you enter a new market, how specific do you get on the products to create on each level? So my market, I'm new in the market, it's a relationship market, and I know there's a 10K problem there because I can't save couples divorce, and the cost is very high, obviously.
Perfect. So that's a perfect
Oh.
example, right? Stop the divorce. That is a perfect example of a 10K problem. That's the thing that is lingering in the background. The relationship is not going well. And what happens? One of the spouses makes an ultimatum or something like that. We're getting a divorce. That is the thing that takes it from 1K, the relationship isn't going very well, to 10K. We need to solve this right here, right now. And so your front end product, you're in, you might solve that at between $50 and $100, right? Spouse saying that you're gonna get a divorce, stop the divorce right now. In fact, there's a product that's called Stop Your Divorce, I think. It's a control product. I forget the guy's name. It's like one of these old classic direct response things that's been successful for forever. I think if you Google Stop either the divorce or your divorce, you'll see like an old sales letter from what's like 20 years ago, and it's still running today, right? So that's a perfect example of a 10K problem.
So,
What's that?
how specific do you get on the products you want to produce on each level? Because, I mean, if I know the front end product, but I don't know where I want to go, it needs to flow, kind of.
So stop divorce might be like this. So so if you in the divorce market, I don't know this market very well, but I'm just speculating what it might be. So the in might be a stop your divorce product at a $47 or $97 product price point, right? Then there's a 10x thing beyond that, which is, okay, after you stop the divorce, you've stopped the bleeding, so to speak, and now it's about repairing the relationship with your spouse. That might be a 10x product that you sell at like the $1,000 price point. Repair your relationship. And then you're going to have people, players with money, that are going to just say, you know what, Claudia, we just want to fly to you. We just want to do a retreat, and you're bringing the couple together, and you're in some sort of experience. And that's going to be something that you charge not $1,000 for, but maybe in the $10,000 price point. Does that make sense?
You would lay out those steps before creating in product. You would look
You
for
want-
what do I want to do at the
Yes,
highest
you don't
level.
necessarily need to create all the products at once. You can just start with the in. But I like to know kind of, all right, does the market support what I'm thinking of, right? Is there precedent for this? One of the other things that you've heard me talk about is pioneers get shot and settlers get rich. I want to make sure that there's another product on the market that is $1,000 that is working with couples to repair the relationship. Does it exist? Is it making money? Check. The market supports this. Is there a $10,000 couples retreat that I know is out there? If it is, check. I don't need to worry about creating it now. I just want to know that it's potentially out there, so that way when I create my in, I've thought through the whole model. What I don't want to have happen is I create the in for $100 and I say, oh crap, what else am I going to sell these people? Because it's difficult to make a business work if the only thing that you can sell is just that in. Cool. Awesome. So we'll go in more detail. I know this was just a bit of a sneak peek. This is one piece of the puzzle, but has it started to get your wheels turning about like your business and like the different things that you have and maybe gaps that you have? And we identified a few things that it helps you identify like, is what I'm thinking maybe backward or upside down? Does it all fit together? Again, we'll go into more detail in this when we